If you're a senior traveler, airline delays and cancellations can be far more than an inconvenience. They can mean long waits in crowded terminals, missed connections that leave you stranded far from home, physical discomfort from standing or sitting too long, and a lot of unanswered questions. For many seniors, the most stressful part isn't even the delay itself. It's the uncertainty, not knowing what comes next, who to ask, or what help might actually be available. What most people don't realize is that when something goes wrong with a flight, airlines almost never tell you everything you're allowed to ask for. Agents are trained to follow procedures, but they don't usually volunteer every option unless you specifically request it. That silence costs seniors time, comfort, and sometimes money, simply because they don't know what support exists. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real support options many seniors never use, from flexible rebooking and hotel help to refunds, priority assistance, and seating protections. I'll also explain how to ask for these things calmly and effectively, without confrontation or stress. These are not tricks or loopholes. They are real airline policies and everyday practices that exist right now. But they only help you if you know they're available and you feel confident enough to request them. By the end of this video, you'll know how to take control when flights are delayed or canceled, so travel disruptions don't turn into travel disasters. Here's the most important thing airlines don't explain clearly. They do follow their rules, but it's rare for an agent to list every possible option you can ask for when a delay or cancellation happens. Most seniors assume the airline will automatically offer help if help is available. In reality, that often doesn't happen. You usually need to ask clearly and politely, and sometimes you may need to ask more than once or speak with another agent. What you're offered often depends on what caused the disruption. Was it a mechanical issue, a crew scheduling problem, weather, air traffic control? Each of these situations is handled differently. However, even within those limits, you usually have more flexibility than you're initially told. Simply understanding this can change how you approach the situation and reduce a great deal of stress. When a flight is delayed or canceled and it isn't your fault, you can request to be rebooked at no charge. If the delay is caused by the airline, such as a mechanical issue or staffing problem, they will often place you on the next available flight automatically. But that first option isn't always the best one for your comfort, your health, or your schedule. You can ask for a later flight that gives you more time to rest, a different routing with fewer connections, or in some cases, even a seat on a partner airline. Not every airline will do this, but many will when their own flights are full or severely delayed. Seniors often feel pressured to accept whatever is offered at the counter because the line is long or the situation feels rushed. It's okay to pause, take a breath, and ask whether another option might work better for you. Meal vouchers and hotel accommodations are another area where seniors often miss out, simply because they don't realize it's reasonable to ask. In the United States, airlines are not legally required to provide meals or hotels in every situation. However, many airlines choose to do so when delays are within their control. If you're delayed for several hours due to a mechanical issue or staffing problem, it's appropriate to ask whether meal support is being offered. Some airlines provide digital meal vouchers that appear in their app or arrive by text message. Others issue paper vouchers at the airport. If a cancellation forces an overnight stay and the airline caused the problem, many carriers will also provide a hotel or help arrange lodging. This can depend on the airport, the time of day, and hotel availability. But seniors who ask politely often receive assistance because airlines want to avoid distressed passengers. If the delay is caused by weather or air traffic control, hotels usually aren't covered. Even so, you can still ask about rebooking priority, earlier placement on standby lists, or accessible seating if you have mobility concerns. Mentioning those needs is important because it helps the airline understand how the delay affects you personally. Oversold flights are another situation where seniors should be especially cautious. When a flight is oversold and not enough passengers volunteer to give up their seats, airlines may deny boarding to certain travelers. If this happens and you did not volunteer, you are entitled to compensation based on how late you arrive at your final destination. The amount is usually calculated as a percentage of your one-way fare and can be significant. Airlines often begin by offering travel vouchers, but you can ask what compensation options are available under the rules. Seniors who rely on predictable schedules should think carefully before volunteering, unless the offer is truly generous and the delay won't cause additional stress or complications. Keeping your seat protects your timing and ensures you receive compensation if you are bumped involuntarily. Missed connections can feel overwhelming, especially when you're tired or unfamiliar with the airport. If your first flight arrives late because of the airline, they will rebook you without fees. If the delay causes you to arrive the next day and the issue was within the airline's control, many carriers will provide hotel accommodations, although this isn't guaranteed everywhere. You can also ask for a more accessible seat on your new flight if one becomes available, or for alternative routing that reduces walking distance or connection stress. If weather causes the missed connection, hotel support is less likely, but airlines generally still try to help seniors stay on track. Refunds are another area many seniors don't realize they can request. If an airline cancels your flight or makes a significant schedule change, you can ask for a full refund to your original form of payment, even if your ticket was marked as non-refundable. What qualifies as a significant change varies, but multi-hour delays or major schedule shifts often meet that standard. Many seniors accept travel credits because they assume that's the only option. If the airline's changes no longer work for you, you can ask for your money back. This is especially important if you don't travel often and don't want unused credits sitting unused for months. Luggage issues are another situation where timing matters. If your checked bag is damaged, you can request repair or replacement. If it's delayed, airlines usually reimburse essential purchases like toiletries or basic clothing while you wait. The key is reporting the problem immediately before leaving the baggage area. Once you leave the airport, your options become more limited. Mobility devices are treated differently from regular luggage. If a wheelchair or mobility aid is damaged, airlines are responsible for repairing or replacing it. Always inspect these items right away and report any issues before leaving the airport, so the airline can begin helping you immediately. Seating fees are often overlooked. If you paid extra for a specific seat, such as an aisle seat or extra legroom, and the airline moves you for operational reasons, you can request a refund of that seat fee. This matters because seating choices are often directly tied to comfort and mobility for seniors. Keeping documentation can make a big difference later. Save your boarding pass, delay notifications, receipts, and even photos of departure screens. Clear records make it much easier to explain what happened and receive compensation or support. Also remember that the airport counter isn't your only option for help. Calling customer service, using the airline's app, or messaging through social media can sometimes get results faster when lines are long. During long delays, especially on the tarmac, airlines must provide access to restrooms and drinking water. If you're sitting on the ground for an extended period, you can request basic comfort items or assistance. Airlines are generally responsive to seniors asking for help, particularly when health or mobility concerns are involved. The most important principle of airline compensation is simple: you must ask. Seniors often assume they have no options, but your voice matters. Calmly asking what assistance is available can completely change how a delay or cancellation unfolds. Once you understand these options, travel disruptions feel far less overwhelming. You're no longer standing at the airport unsure of what to do. Instead, you're informed, prepared, and able to advocate for yourself calmly and confidently. The purpose of this channel is to help you travel with confidence, not confusion. Whether you fly once a year or several times, preparation makes every journey easier and less stressful. If this video helped you feel more prepared, be sure to subscribe to Jetlag Genius for more clear, senior-friendly travel guidance designed to make every trip smoother and more comfortable. Thank you for watching, and as always, safe travels.